Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Brian and this is going to be a video talking about my last video, the online dating music video. If you haven't watched it, go check it out on YouTube or Instagram, whatever platform you prefer. It's there and it's waiting for you and it wants you bad. I'm gonna play the video, I'm gonna talk about some things I liked, didn't like, maybe share some stories, and I'm gonna try to do it as fast as I can because this is the second time I'm doing this video. The first one was 30 minutes and that's way too long. So here we go. Here we go, let's watch this video.
Yeah, baby.
Boom, right off the top, like that first shot is like one of my favorite shots of the whole video. I did it 2 times and I nailed it the second time, exactly how I wanted to do it, and I think it's pretty funny and I love it. And sometimes like I'll do like 30 takes and it'll be the first one that I use and I'll be like, God damn it, I just wasted all this time sitting in the edit watching myself do something worse and worse every time, and it was the first one that I should have kept. Let's keep it going.
What's my ratio? Swipes left or right? What do girls think when they see me online? See my face shine, take your time to decide. Got a lot of matches, get in line.
So I think anyone online dating is always kind of wondering, like, I wonder what people think when they see me. And obviously that's what I was wondering, and that's a lot of times I think things in a rhyme fashion. So I thought of that in my head and I was like, that's a song. And so I wrote that song. I found the Sweet Beat by Sonato Beats and it was perfect. So thanks to him and thanks Brian Kelly for mixing it up nice and tight. These shots here, what I'm happy about is I started learning rotoscoping for this video, and you know, it's not something super easy, but to do it in a very basic way, it's not too tough. It takes, the hardest part actually is just learning the keyboard shortcuts and getting comfortable to flipping back and forth between all the different tools that you're gonna be using. But it's something that if you like what you saw here, or you're interested and you have After Effects, or you're willing to spend a bit of money for the program, you can do some really fun stuff in there, and it's not crazy hard. It just takes some time to learn the stuff, and then you can put text or effects behind you. And if people are interested, you know, I'll be happy to share a video another time on exactly how I did this. But for the sake of this, I just cut myself out and use the exact same, cut myself out from the background and then put the same shot in the back so that I just kind of sandwich the effects in between. Kind of a Brian sandwich there with some hearts and love effects in between. And I think it worked out pretty well, and it kind of like got the ball rolling for me in doing rotoscoping for some other videos that I have coming up soon. Winky face, but it worked well here.
See my face shine, take your time to decide. Got a lot of matches, get in line. I don't really want to meet these people.
And then the second time I did it was those hearts, and I thought that was really cool and it worked out really well, and I thought that was a fun way to start the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed that because it probably took me 5 hours.
Pretty sure dating right now is illegal. Well, maybe just a couple on the hush. 6 feet away, don't rush. It's nice to get matches though.
I think there was a point like during the pandemic, like the main part where it's like people who are single they're getting lonely. They're like, well, me. I was like, okay, it's time to get some dates going. You know, start off slow. You want to figure out if people are like, what? I didn't want to get coronavirus, but you're trying to figure out through the online dating like what people's protocols are and are they a safe bet to go on a date with. Like, I don't want to be standing close to someone who's got it because they've been gallivanting around the city, but you know, you want to go on some dates, and I went on some, so that's what this whole video came from.
It's nice to get matches though, going on a date where everything is closed. Well, you never know, so it's swipe, swipe, swipe. Saw my ex on there, man, my life.
It's easy to come up with reasons why you shouldn't go on dates, but then you go on the app because you're bored, and I think that's what most people are doing on the app, and you're swiping, and you're going this way and that way, and then you get some matches, and it feels pretty good to get matches because you're kind of like, oh, I am desirable, and you know, and then you try to connect with them, and then it's a crapshoot at that point because, you know, as I talk about later in the video. But I did see a person. Well, I've seen numerous people that I've dated before in all my years of dating. I'm no spring chicken. I saw them on the app, and it's really funny because you're like, which way do I swipe? I don't really want to see this person, but I kind of do, but I don't. Oh, I'm just going to close the app and let them decide. And then you just open it again later and hope that you never see that person again. Or maybe you do.
My life, internet dating is weird these days. I guess I prefer the old-fashioned way. Like, hey you, yeah you, take your mask off. My bad, put your mask on, oh wow, oh no, and so the...
Okay, so that's obviously like the main hit joke of the whole video is that face reveal. Let me tell you one thing. It was freezing when we filmed that thing. Like, I'm talking like 14 below zero Celsius for my Fahrenheit friends anywhere else. It was so dang cold. Like, it was impossible to concentrate. I couldn't think of anything. I knew it was cold, and I knew I didn't want to be out there by myself trying to do this video snippet, so I called my friend Andre to come help me just kind of set the camera up, set the shots, set the focus, give me some directions, you know, just help me in all fashion. So thank you so much, Andre, for coming out. And we both froze our newts off. Out of newts.
You had an extra pair of gloves the whole time?
But we got the shots, and it was worth it, and I really appreciate that he was able to come out there. Otherwise, I would have froze myself to death by myself. Yeah! If I was out there. And it's really tough to film yourself outside when there's people watching, because it takes a little bit extra confidence to do that, because people think you're a weirdo, first of all, especially if you're wearing a pink sweater with a wig on. But I love that scene. Really felt pretty good about it. Not gonna talk more about it because the clock's ticking. Let's keep it rocking.
The old-fashioned way goes right out the door. Profile pics off the camera roll.
The only thing I would say about that is like online dating is one thing, and then like trying to meet people in real life, it's impossible when people are wearing masks, you know? Like you can only see this amount of their face. It's like the reverse Cyclops or something from X-Men. But it's a challenge, you know? So I felt like that was a funny way to play that off. Like you think someone's good looking or something, you go up and then they take their mask off and it just reveals a monster or something. No offense to any of the monsters out there. The same could go for me, you know, to each his own.
Each one from 500 years ago. That is this.
So just going back to that little snippet right there, like I wanted to, I was actually trying to do a play off of like that people are doing on Instagram and TikTok and whatever, where they like pretend to do the time lapse of themselves over years, but they just kind of do that. And I did it, and I didn't nail it at all. I did a terrible job at it, and I was like, okay, good thing I got these stills of me just standing there, so I'll just blend those together. And I was gonna spend a bit more time trying to morph each image together so it looked like it was blending, like some maybe like a Lil Wayne video from a few years ago. But I decided just to keep it real simple because I didn't want to spend a ton of time on this video, which I ended up doing after I told myself I wouldn't do it. Spend an excessive amount of time on elaborate music videos with 100 cutaways if they're not gonna, you know, if I don't think they're gonna get the views that I think they deserve. But I did end up doing that, but ultimately this is what I love to do, and this is what I'd love to be able to do for the rest of my life, just make fun videos. So thanks to everyone for watching. Thank you for dropping comments. I appreciate it very much.
Roll, each one from 500 years ago. That is dishonest.
Did you guys catch that photo of me, 12 years old? I had a little hoop earring, which I got in 4th grade because my friend Steve had one. He was my first friend I met at this school, Faywood, and he had an earring, and I thought it was really cool, so I begged my parents to let me have one, and I got one, and then I took it out, I think, in 10th grade because I felt like I looked like an idiot. And something else I forgot to mention is I've been playing this video on this hilarious old busted laptop, which I've had since like 2009. I know, you guys even seen one like this? A white one? Yeah, I don't think so. But it still kind of works. If I get 1 million views on a video, I'm buying a new laptop.
But all of mine are up to date, I promise. Here's a picture of my fat ass eating a pizza. Ordered one after I ate the one out the freezer. Hell no. Here's a pic of me sailing on a boat. Here's a perfect one of me laughing. Somebody told a joke and it was really funny, so I stayed frozen until they got a picture of me. Let me show.
That whole like section was really just kind of trying to comment on the ridiculousness of people's profiles and the inaccuracies of their photo taking, or like they're posting. I kind of found like the most common thing is like clearly people are posting their best photos of all time, not their best most recent photos. So it's like you don't even know who you're going to meet. Like, you know, if you post photos from like 6-7 years ago, that's not fair for whoever's coming. You're like, oh, okay, so you're not this person anymore, you're this person. And you know, I'm not trying to be offensive at all. I post some of my photos when I'm on online, when I got the online profiles going. You know, I put some good photos up there, but I try to post ones within the last few years so that I look relatively the same or I'm the same weight or whatever it is. Mainly so that when people show up, they're seeing the person that they think they're going to see. But one of the funniest ones that I see out of all I only see the ladies' profile, so I don't know the other way around. But when people are like frozen in a laugh, I always thought that is so funny because it's just such a weird photo. It's like, did someone accidentally just like snap the perfect photo at the perfect time while you were laughing? Or did you say, hey, take a photo and I'm going to laugh and you're going to get it? Because I think that's what it is. And it's really funny to me when I flip through. Or you got profiles where there's like 5 people in every photo and you're like trying to figure out like whose profile is this? And there's no correlation between each of the photos. Each photo has 5 different people and or maybe this person's in 2 of the photos and that person's in 2 and you never even know who it is. But, it's all part of the fun of online dating. Or maybe there's no close-up shots of the person you're looking at and you're like zooming in like, what does this person even look like? Why are they always standing 100 feet away from the camera or in the shadows? What are they hiding? Something, which always comes out when you meet them in person. But once again, that's for that. I'm sure I'm on the other side of that. I'm sure there's been dates in my time where people are like, oh yeah, he didn't look anything like his photos, or he was way cooler than he seemed. I love that guy. That was a great guy. I'd love to go into more dating stories, but I don't like to share too many personal things on social media. Just, talk smack about the whole situation in a video like this. Timing's sake, keep it moving. Tick, 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 tick.
Show you one, hiding all my insecurities so you can find them all on your own. It's common courtesy. You want something to discover in your new lover. Best time to do it's when you first meet each other. They're actually...
I really love that. Like when I did that, I did it on green screen. And what I love about it is I was kind of like, how the hell am I going to do this? Like, I don't know how to like do green screen stuff that well. And I don't know how to like stitch things together, but I was like, you know what, just do it and then I'll figure it out and I'll force myself to learn it. So, it's not a perfect job that I did, but it's pretty dang funny to me when this tiny little person's walking up. And what I had to do was, since my green screen is only like 6 feet wide or whatever it is, 9 feet, I had to walk a bunch of times and stitch them together. And if you look really closely, you can kind of tell, but I kind of think that's what makes it look really funny. And ultimately, this is based off of a true story where I had gone on a date with someone and they were just substantially shorter than I thought from their profile. And that's not a big deal, obviously. But the way their photos were, because later after I was like, I looked at their photos, and like they looked really tall. They looked like, like a 5'11" or something. And then I realized when I met them that it was just like, like the angles and everything. But I was kind of like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And good to know. Okay. And so that's what I made that. Obviously, this is like overdone. I've never been on a date with someone who's 1.5 feet tall. And once again, no offense to anyone if you're, But I thought that was kind of silly. That was kind of fun. Used green screen. Did a decent job, I think.
Bring your new lover. Best time to do it's when you first meet each other. They're actually 4 feet tall. They ain't in shape at all.
And, once again, I'm not trying to like insult anyone who's not in shape, because especially during the pandemic, we all let ourselves go a little bit. I was pretty much eating 4 frozen pizzas a week. Maybe a day, I don't know. I was eating a lot of frozen pizzas, smart food, Twinkies, going and ordering pizzas and picking them up. Some days I'd eat 2 pizzas. I just let myself go for about a month. And then I was like, I had to pull myself out of this heap of garbage in my apartment and just get making videos again and get in shape. That's a simple little effect I did right there. Just ballooned in my stomach out. Didn't do a very good job with that, but I didn't care. I was just like, this does the trick.
They ain't got no job. They're on the run from the law. Oh my God, you got catfished.
I never really like using the term catfish. Like, I don't know. It's for some reason I find like it's just not something I want to get into. But when it comes to online dating, yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Like you're better off to just be very honest and show real, up-to-date photos of yourself, because you want to meet someone who wants to see you and wants to meet you. And I think that's something that some people forget. I would never want to show up and then someone be like shocked at what they see, or like, they're like, oh, your complexion isn't what it was in those edited headshot photos, your actor headshots that you posted. I wear makeup in all my videos. But either way, it's a wild ride online dating, ain't it? But it's fun.
They don't even speak the same language.
They don't even speak the same language? That's not like a dig at anyone who's, like English is a second language, or especially because this could be applicable to anybody of any language. Well, this is referring to a specific date that I went on 5-10 years ago, where the woman showed up, and she didn't speak any English, and like we couldn't even communicate at all. And the whole time I was like, I don't understand. Like, the messages, you're really good in the messages. Like, we communicated, and she said, "Oh, my friend make the message." And I realized like she had someone else who speaks English do the communicating for her, and then get the date. And so I built like the rapport with the other person, and I was like, maybe I should go on a date with that person. So that's what that is. I hope that person's doing well. Didn't work out. Nonetheless.
They don't even think what they're doing is wrong. They live under a rock or a blanket. But the good people on the app got so many matches. To get their attention, you're gonna need a lot of practice. What's your first message gonna be? What's up? It ain't good enough. Guess what? You suck, blew it, time is up. On to the next, hey.
With online dating, like, it's really tough to make a good impression or make any impression, because a lot of people are on there like just to get matches, you know, to boost your self-esteem or just even boredom. Because once you have the app, it's just like you go on there and you're just like flipping around just because maybe you'll meet your dream girl or guy or whatever you're looking for. But it is challenging. Just think that like everyone's probably like, hey, what's up? You know, and that doesn't really get you where you need to be, I don't think. Or when I'm online dating, if I get a hey, I don't even respond to that anymore, because like, you know, that's just not worth my time. You know, ultimately you want someone you can kind of communicate with, and that's what's important. But in my days of online dating, I've tried all sorts of things, and the funniest is just saying something completely random just to get them a response, because once you get the response, then you can kind of start something going back and forth, or sometimes it doesn't work at all. Either way, good luck.
On to the next, hey, how are you? 50 other guys, that's the same thing, toodaloo. Don't get hung up, keep it moving. What you doing for the holidays?
I think I legit asked someone, what are you doing for the holidays? And like, they just ghosted. I think I was just too quick. Or maybe it was a bit too specific, whatever it was that I was chatting about. Another thing that I tried would mention years ago or ask would be like, what part of the city are you from? Or whereabouts do you live? And they would, I think, take, like, for me, I'm just like, you know, how far away do you live? Because I'm not interested in driving 40 minutes to go on a date. But I think they'd take it as, where do you live? What's your apartment number? I'm coming in. Digga booga baga wooga baga. 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 So yeah, they ghost. But that's okay. It's a numbers game with online dating, or dating in general. That's why you gotta practice your skills, you gotta hone those skills, and just keep going after it. You know what I'm saying? There's another bus every 15 minutes.
Don't ever quit and never give up.
Too personal, too quick, you're a creep, bye, go away.
What I don't like about this shot, I kind of wish that I didn't wear the teeth. I wish I just took the teeth out, because I really don't like the way these shots look. It's not funny. It looks kind of gross. Doesn't hit the way I wanted. I should have just taken the teeth out. But I did later take the teeth out, and I created a new character, which is in a new series that I'm going to be dropping soon called Conversations with My Girlfriend. It's pretty funny stuff, and it's totally out of the box for what I'm used to doing. But look out for that.
Better off typing out F you, and she's like, F you too, and now you're in. Get her number, make a move. Meet up for coffee and go for a walk. It's cold, so we don't stop, and we don't look at each other in the eye when we talk, because we're all awkward.
This is like, you know, some people are asking me like, oh, how'd you do that? And it's like, you could do this with rotoscoping, which I talked about earlier, but I was like, I knew that would be way too much work. This is literally just a split screen where I just took the two. We just kept the camera. Me and Andre just had the camera there. Didn't touch it. Press record. Do the character on one side, and Andre was just instructing me of where I should walk, and then, you know, change clothes and switch to the other character. So it's literally just two things cropped, and you can see if you were to freeze it and look really closely, it's not perfectly done, but I just didn't care, because I gotta pick and choose your battles of where to spend your time with these videos, and this part of this one wasn't worth it. What is really funny is right off camera, there was a guy working out, and even though it was like 15 degrees below zero and everybody was freezing out nutsuff, there was this guy working out. He looked like he was 50 years old, and he was not cool at all with what he was seeing. There was something about me in this pink shirt and this wig, and he was not approving of it, and he was just glaring at me the whole time, and he just seemed like too old school, like stuck on the old ways. But he loosen up, have a little fun. But it was a pretty good time.
For a walk, it's cold, so we don't stop, and we don't look at each other in the eye when we talk.
And you know, this part, Andre was good enough to play off of me to do this, and I think I did it way too many times, and I think he was thinking like, okay, we got it, okay, it's freezing, let's go home. But it's pretty silly, and we're both frozen, and we had a great time, I think, doing that, or at least I had a good time Thanks, Andre, for coming out. Appreciate it, buddy.
We talk cause we're all awkward, going bonkers, indoors clockwork, bouncing
But I liked how those reactions worked. It was only like 1 or 2 takes out of all the takes we did that actually worked like that, and I was happy that that worked with the different angles. The whole video actually started with me just in my apartment. It was all apartment stuff, just tons of me doing stuff in the apartment, and I was like, wow, this is so boring. I'm gonna have to do a million cutaways, and that's when I started getting deeper into the video and filming more stuff. And once you start, man, you gotta just keep going and going and going. But I think it was worth it, and I think people liked the video, so glad that all worked out.
Never give up.
bouncing off the walls like a soccer ball. I'm a sloth in a bathrobe, only putting on my clothes when it's time to leave and go to the grocery store, re-up on those frozen.
I think a lot of us were living a slob life for a lot of the pandemic, just sitting in your underwear all day, only leaving to go get food, eating crummy food. I ate so many of these pizzas. Like, I really had to like tell myself, Brian, you gotta stop. Like, this is food. This isn't food. This is trash. This is not helping your waistline. This is the reason your butt is jiggling.
Frozen pizzas for me to catfish and a non-English speaking senoritas looking sexy in some cheetah pants, acting devious. So I'm back on the app like, hey, nice to meet ya.
Boom, that's the video. I'd love to talk more about the video, but like I said, I already did this video and it was 30 minutes long, and this one's already it's about 20, so I'm gonna have to trim it down because I don't know what the retention is on people on watching these videos. So this is my first time trying a video like this. If you watch the whole thing, thanks very much. I appreciate any of the likes, the comments, the follows. I really do. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please subscribe there because I'd love to get some more action on that because I got lots of stuff coming up. Anyway, till the next video, peace out. Thanks for watching.